Hey everyone, Paul here, and I know that there's a lot of chatter. I mean, really, almost it seems like for the past 5 years that we might be in a bubble or the market's getting too expensive. And regardless of whether or not those are accurate or not, if you find yourself, particularly concerned about that, or maybe you've got more money in your portfolio parked in cash than what you usually have, I wanted to kind of just throw it out there that there might be a way to still be able to earn a pretty good return on that from bouncing around to a few different brokers. So let me explain what I mean. But right now, a lot of different brokers out there have some, bonus programs in place where if you're transferring your funds, with anything from 10,000, for some of them starting out at 20, 25,000, if you have those amounts that you're able to transfer into a broker, some of them are giving you up to a couple $100 all the way up to $500 in the case of Citi. Now, Citibank is actually with their program that they have, you have to transfer over 50,000. But again, if you have any of these kind of ranges of capital in your portfolios, and you're kind of interested in being able to create a couple new accounts, move around some money, you'd have the potential to make up to, let's say, $1,000 in the next year just by shifting some of those things around. And if you're already going to be primarily in cash anyway, then there's really not an opportunity cost for being able to take that cash and put it in different accounts. So, but if you think the market's going to go higher, if you're in the process of transferring your funds by either selling your stock and then moving the cash over, or by actually transferring the shares, maybe that's a little bit more of a precarious situation for you. But again, certainly if you're just kind of cash hungry and you're kind of afraid of the market highs, if that's where you are, I'm not saying that that's the right path to be, but just something to keep in mind that you do have some pretty good brokerage bonuses out there. And then of course on the flip side, if you are new to this investing game and you're looking to get started, certainly worth taking a look at some of these bonuses as well. So I'm going to go through a few of them right now, but another thing to keep in mind that you have to make sure that this is something that is consistent with your portfolio, makes sense for you. Don't just do this because I would recommend it or it's something I'm doing for me. So definitely keep that in mind. And the other thing is, of course, a lot of these programs can be subject to change. So make sure that that these are still valid at the time that you are going to be applying for this. And I'm in no way insinuating that what I'm be covering right now is still going to be in play when you go to apply for these. But disclaimer aside, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the broker bonuses. We'll just give a quick recap. First up, let's take a look at an offer from Ally Invest. So, kind of for me in the range I'd be looking at, like I said, I'd be looking at, for the most part, staying around that 25 to 50,000 range. For me, that'd be a $200 bonus. But if you start working with over $1,000,000, first of all, congratulations. But you can start getting a $2,500 bonus for that amount. So again, for my purpose, that hey, look, if I'm able to transfer in 25,000 and I could get an extra $200 out of this, I'd certainly be interested in taking a look at this one. Next up, we have E-Trade, and E-Trade is actually going to be able to give you that $200 bonus from that range between 25 to 50 as well, all the way up to 100,000 in fact. You're going to get that $200 bonus. So very similar to the Ally Invest, but another good offer for new customers here. Have another offer, so one more to go after this, but Merrill Edge, you can get up to $900. You would need $200,000 to maximize this one. If you have just $20,000, you could get up to $150,000. But anything over $50,000, you could start getting $225,000. So again, I mean, I would like this one, but the fact that you would need $50,000 to get to the $225,000, I would definitely prioritize the other two that we talked about first before moving to this one. But again, still, that being said, third down the line, if I was able to move into this, that could make sense as well. All right, let's take a look at the offer from Citibank. So you need a minimum of $50,000 to get their bonus here, but this is a really nice bonus. So $500 if you're going to be able to move $50,000 into this. And once again, if you've got $50,000 and you're saying, hey, for whatever reason, you're sitting more in cash, you're nervous about the market highs, and you're able to earn $500, and then let's say that you're able to cycle this through, because a lot of these, you basically need to have your account open for a few months. So if you cycle through a Citibank, withdraw your funds, take your bonus, put it into E-Trade, put it into Ally, things of that nature, you could wind up, having a pretty good bonus. And I'll show you the percent return that I think I'd be able to earn in a year with my range between 25 or 50,000 that I'd be moving around. So let me go ahead and show you that analysis. Okay, so I'm going to show this kind of breakdown based on if you had 25K to move around or 50K. We'll start out with the 25K. So down here, we can say that, again, between 25K for Ally, you would get $200. Merrill, you would able to do a 20 really, but I mean, let's say you put 25 there, you get 150. E-Trade, for the 25, you'd get that. So when we add up those amounts, you could say that, hey, if you had $25,000 you want to move it around between Ally, Merrill, and E-Trade, you'd get an extra 550, and that would equate to about a 2.2% return. And again, I think you'd be able to cycle through those three in about a year. So about an extra 2.2% just for moving your funds around. And then this 1125. Now this is going to be assuming that you have that 50,000 or more, and 50,000 or more if you recall. So Merrill, that would push you up to say that your bonus would be 225 as opposed to 150 if you just had 25 up to 50K. So what this is going to allow you to do is earn about 1,125, and that should be achievable in about a 12-month period, which would bring you a return on 50,000 to 2.3%. But again, what's nice to think about is at least these are risk-free returns, and I know that in a lot of cases, the returns that you'd be able to have just by leaving that in, a CD or something of that nature is going to be paying, less than those returns. Certainly could change if we had a higher interest rate environment, but if you're looking to hop around, I just think this could be an interesting thing. I've done the same thing with banks, moving around direct deposits. You can make a few $100s extra here and there. So similar concept, just jumping around from different brokers. But at the end of the day too, what's kind of interesting about this is that if you're trying out 3 or 4 different brokers, not only can you get your bonus, but to some extent you can also figure out what broker you like better. Maybe that there's some features that Ally or E-Trade that maybe your current broker doesn't offer. So maybe you end up wanting to stick with one of these, which is of course the whole point of offering you that bonus. So again, just wanted to share a strategy about how you might be able to squeeze out a little extra return if you're interested in a little extra work about, broker hopping a little bit. But love to know if you guys think this is way too much work to be able to get an extra, $1,100 out of this. If you think it is worth it, if you've taken advantage of these bonuses before, let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys next video.